Hello world and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today I am using several decks here for us to look at the energy of our next month. And I am doing this by your astrological sign. So if you know your sun sign, which is probably the reading that you're watching right now, but understand that you can also watch for your moon and rising, oftentimes called ascending, and get a fuller picture of your month, a more complex picture of your month. Do you know what your sun, moon, and rising sign is? If not, I have in the description down below where you can put in your birth date, your birth location, and your birth time, and it will tell you. And I say, everyone says sun, moon, and rising, but I'm telling you ascending because I believe that the free birth chart that I am providing down below says ascending too. So I'm a blonde, so it took me a minute to be like, where's my rising? I don't know, it's not even on here. So anyway, don't do what I do. And I will see you in a moment for your zodiac reading for next month. Thank you. Hello Virgo, and welcome to your reading for this next month. I am now in the process of pulling a card that will be the theme of your month. Just one card, Virgo. You can't do it all. So a theme of the month for Virgo. Interesting. The wheel, a fresh new start, or the end of delays, sudden or unexpected progress, a very positive change in life, travel, or a new vehicle. Very cool. This is related to Archangel Gabriel. So if you want to work with angels, that is for you for this month, because that's what this card is related to. And the wheel is number 10. So 10 is usually kind of like a completion number, but you know, with a completion, we get a brand new start. Actually 10 is more of like a looking back at a conclusion, like something has climaxed and is over, and you're taking like stock of that, you're taking a conclusion of that. But that's why it's talking about this new start or end of delays. The wheel can be a very it can relate to karma as well. So there may be some karmic things happening for you this month. Maybe there's some people that you need to forgive, some people that you need to ask for forgiveness. If you're not in contact with them, you know, maybe you can take a quiet moment of meditation and just ask the universe for that, because it's not something that you want to take with you. Maybe work out that karma and just whatever it is that, don't force things to fit. So if something popped into your mind that I mentioned it, great. If nothing did, don't necessarily go searching for that. And then the wheel can be kind of, a chaotic energy. Just remember, like, this too shall pass. And especially in this particular wheel card is interesting because you've got all of the major arcana cards here. It's kind of like things are up in the air, like anything and everything can happen. Like it's very open. So let's get some other cards here and see if we can get some more details. Just one card. Okay, so the next card for you is Secret to be Revealed. What kind of secret needs to be revealed for Virgo? Queen of Cups. Okay, so Virgo, it's really interesting because Okay, so you're an earth sign, and cups is obviously water. So I'm just thinking about this for a second because it can relate to you. And queens, kings, court cards are often a person. And we are talking about you. So this could be you getting more in touch with your feminine side, your compassion, she's holding a cup here, but you're filling your cup first before you go out and fill other people's cups. So I feel like that this is very, and I also love like the heart here. She's often depicted as a mermaid. I mean, she's in water. So very related to the heart chakra, very related to love, very related to intuition and creativity. So secret being revealed to you, maybe you have, I don't want to say that like it would be a secret that you have more depth than you thought, but you know, maybe you have more depth than you thought. And that as far as, you know, connecting to maybe something in regard to self-love and self-care, that you find something in a routine like that that is really connects to you and really helps you out this month. Can also be, what did I say, self-love and self-care routine. It can also be a creative routine. It can also be like you find out you are kind of talented at painting or drawing or writing, something creative. Or journaling really helps you. A blessing to appear, and we get the Queen of Pentacles. Look at all of these queens going on. The queens are creators. They're creators of their elements, and you are really, because you're earth sign here, Virgo, you are a Queen of Pentacles. She is somebody who feels really abundant. She is somebody who creates a beautiful home. And I feel like your blessing has something to do with your home and your family environment. Even though she's Pentacles, which relates to money and wealth and abundance. So, wow, with the wheel and the two queens here, pretty interesting month. Okay, focus attention on, what does Virgo need to focus attention on? Virgo, focus attention. Ooh. Just one card, okay. And then we've got this is the Page of Air, the Page of Swords. So logical, perspective, insightful, blunt, and exciting intellectual challenge, brilliant insights, information that you need but might be challenging to receive, and review all documents very carefully. So communications between other people may not be the easiest, may not be the best this month. It's something that you really need to focus on when you're speaking to other people, that they really do understand what you're saying. I'm an air sign, I'm a Gemini. I love to communicate, I love to talk, but a lot of times people don't understand what I'm saying because I think I say more, like I think it in my mind and I think I say it, it doesn't necessarily come out. And that's kind of what this Page of Air is talking about. The page is somebody who is younger, a novice, somebody who is not as experienced. They might think that they're good at communicating, but maybe not. So this is just be extra careful with your communications. I love how it talks about review all documents very carefully. This is, you know, before you hit send on an email, reread it, just double check that it is what you think that you want to say. And it could even be that it's not you that's messing things up. Autocorrect is terrible. I hate autocorrect. It always corrects. I type in the right word and it changes it. So just be careful with how you're communicating to other people. And this can also be for messages coming in too. If you are not really receiving a clear message from somebody, or you don't really quite understand it, or it leaves room for interpretation, ask them. Say, are you talking about this? I think you mean this. Is that what we're talking about? Just ask for some clarification on things. Documents that you're going to sign, double read those things. Sometimes we agree to things that we didn't realize we agreed to things because we don't read it. And that's a very smart choice and thing to do. And a lot of times if let's say we're purchasing a house, we're purchasing a car, we're entering into some kind of contract on a phone, anything like that, they're always like, oh yeah, it's not a big deal, just sign it. Well, it's your money, it's kind of a big deal. So communications, double checking things, very important. And being logical about these things, not getting too emotional. The Queen of Cups over here can get emotional about things. She brings emotions in. She's emotionally fulfilled, but also, we're being logical. And sometimes we get a communication, or we see something, or we watch something, and we have an emotional response to that. This is taking a pause, and instead of acting on that emotional response, really kind of feeling it out to its logical conclusion. Because sometimes, especially the internet is fantastic about this, giving us half the information for an emotional response, and it really requires us to dig a little deeper to understand the true meaning behind it. All right, I'm already shuffling here for what is a challenge for you this month. A challenge for our Virgo. There we go. The Star reversed. Okay. I think that having this logical approach to things is really important, and not to get too emotionally attached or involved in things. And that might be a secret that's revealed to you, is that you do get because the Queen of Cups rules over emotions. She creates emotions. She can, she's emotionally fulfilled, but also she's susceptible of that. When we have the Star reversed is supposed to be about hope and faith. And a challenge for you this month is, if you are getting communications that just do not seem, that you're not looking at from a logical perspective, that they're coming in here and there's no substance behind it. It's just an emotional plea or emotional pull on you, that can upset us. That can upset our hope. We don't have hope for the future because we heard this thing and it's only half truth, but we're not looking at it logically anyway. So that's what I feel like. If you're looking through this logical lens and you're remembering to do that the Star isn't reversed, that this hopelessness feeling is not going to be a challenge for you. So just remember that's important. And then what is a release? Our Virgo needs a release this month. What kind of release here for our Virgo? Oh, interesting. Yeah, so this is the Ace of Cups reversed. This is very interesting. I was talking about emotions, I was talking about hopelessness, I was talking about like getting maybe overly emotional involved here. Like you realize you feel deeper about something, you're more emotional about something that you think you are. Ace of Cups here. So something that you need to release, you release negative emotions, release things. I love that our page of air here is kind of ruling over this, that you need to work on being logical about things. You need to work about if something is upsetting you, stepping away from it, finding ways that you're not allowing it to upset you, because there are some really great things happening over here, but if you're too emotionally involved in something that it may not even be something that affects you, it may not even be something that you can control or do anything over. It's really kind of holding a higher vibration and being logical about that and being like the observer of your thoughts, stepping back and letting, you know, feelings are great because they kind of give us a direction, but don't let it overtake your life, and let it give you a direction, because it might give you an idea of something that you really want to invest in, or an area where you want to go, and that's okay, but you can't let it rule over you. You can't let it harm you, and this is letting that go. So a love message for you, my beloved. Though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united. For love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. So that's beautiful. This is a love message, so it can be from like a romantic love, but it can also talk about maybe a friend that you're not, you know, you don't get to see often. Maybe you moved or that friend moved. It can also be somebody who is giving you a message from beyond, somebody who maybe passed, if that is a loved one, a grandparent or parent. Wherever your mind goes when I'm talking about this, who would want to tell you that they love you and that they are with you even though they're not physically with you, that's who that message is from. And then I've got 2 more cards for you for this month, Virgo. Any final thoughts or advice for Virgo? And we have got 26, surrender. I feel like this is very connected over here to the Star reversed and the Ace of Cups reversed when I was talking about emotions. We just have to let these things go. When it's something that's negative and it's nothing that we can do anything about. Surrender is really kind of like trusting the universe. Like, yes, I understand that this situation is really wrong, that's upsetting me. You can surrender with prayer, giving that up to the universe and trusting that it will be taken care of. Because you beating yourself up about it and being angry about it, you know, there's not a lot that on some of these things that we can do. And I'm really, for me, as like an example, the Afghanistan situation, I can't do anything about that, right? And most normal people can't do anything about it. Not the whole thing. There are little things here and there that's going to pop up that if that is something you're interested in, you'll be able to help on a very micro level. Holding a higher vibration, being positive, you know, sending love in that way. A lot of times that's pretty much the only way that we can help. Go home and love your family. If you want to change the world, go home and love your family. So it's kind of coming back to you, this kind of love over here. I also talked about this, this Queen of Pentacles, like you creating this great space for your family, because that has a ripple effect and that goes out in the world as well. And that was Mother Teresa who said that, like, if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. That love is really important. And you have to be logical, because when something, maybe it is something that pops up where somebody needs $10 because they're organizing something that's going to help a situation. And if you're in this frame of mind of being logical, then you can find that opportunity and help out in that way and uplift the situation, rather than if you're just angry and upset and crying about something that you can do nothing about, that just pulls the situation down. And final card for our Virgo, we have boundaries. I think this is very much related here to kind of like be logical. Don't let somebody manipulate you via emotions. And you know, like I said, this Queen of Wands, or not Queen of Wands, this Queen of Cups over here, a secret to be revealed, that you are maybe more emotionally attached to things than you thought you were, especially if you're an earth sign and you think that you're very grounded. And that's okay, because, you know, it's okay, like I was saying before, it's okay to have our emotions. It's okay to feel things. It really lets us know when something is right, when something is wrong. It's kind of like our rudder of our boat. It helps us steer where we need to go, but there is boundaries about that. And I think this, when we were talking about being logical, about information coming in and not letting somebody manipulate us, that is really important. And then understand, like, we have this wheel here, and I was talking about karma too, that somebody who's intentionally trying to manipulate you and they're using emotions to do that. Now understand that advertising, that is advertising I just described. Okay. But that is a karmic thing on their end as well. So that's kind of comes back here to, like, there's the pushback to somebody manipulating to you and you getting upset and angry and losing all hope, is then you are angry and mad at them. But really just understand that the universe takes care of these things through karma, and that is none of your concern. The only thing that you can control is yourself. Control the controllables, and you will be, you know, fresh start, fresh moving on your way to something beautiful. Both the Wheel and the Page of Swords talks about new opportunities, something new coming in for you. So don't be too bogged down in like this emotional roller coaster that you don't recognize that you don't see that, and you miss that this month, Virgo. So that's what I have for you. I hope you have a fantastic month, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Thank you.